Governors from the U.S. territories, including the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, were in Washington, D.C. this week, giving Congress an update on our economic and domestic status recovering from the pandemic and natural disasters. And as our USVI News Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports, the governors also pushed for equal treatment for the territories.
The territories make valuable contributions to our nation, and I want to recognize that each territory is an integral part of the United States.
In a hearing with U.S. senators, governors from each territory outlined their progress in bouncing back from natural disasters and the pandemic.
Our government's debt restructuring has been approved. The rebuilding from the devastation caused by the hurricanes and the earthquakes is underway. 2022 will be a key year in our reconstruction with thousands of rebuilding projects for schools, housing, roads and bridges.
With the help of Congress and this committee, we have endured the worst of the pandemic. And our tourism sector, nearly 1/3 of our economy, is thriving again. Our revenues are up and our debt burden is down.
But the governors did not hold back on the issues they're facing. They told senators that even though they're U.S. citizens, the territories are not given the same equal treatment from Congress nor the federal government.
For too long, the Americans living in the insular areas have been treated as foreign or other, as something less than American citizens of the soil. To cite a few examples, a disabled American who lives in a state entitled to receive SSI. If she moves to the Virgin Islands, she loses it. Medicaid funding to the territory has for decades systematically lagged behind funding for the poorest states. And under the tax laws, investment made by U.S. investors in the Virgin Islands are treated as investments in a foreign country.
Governors say the CARES Act and the American Rescue Plan beefed up funding and expanded Medicaid, which brought relief to the territories. But it's only temporary. They're demanding the same benefits as citizens on the mainland.
There is no question that Congress has the authority, and I would argue the moral obligation, to treat all Americans the same. Citizenship is not geographic.
And while the governor from Puerto Rico was at the Capitol, he made another pitch for statehood.
Puerto Rico will remain hindered until our century-long status question is resolved. The people of Puerto Rico voted and chose permanent union with the United States through statehood as their path forward.
And all the governors pushed for equality and funding, benefits, and programs for the territories. At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting for USVI News.